What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kicking It Onside, along with Rayshawn, Tim, and Bobbit. Interesting weekend of football games. I first want to start off by saying, for those of you that were in the chat yesterday, here's my thing. You can celebrate your win. You can celebrate. But when you start getting, like, arrogant and cocky and... I'm going to say something. There's nothing wrong with going, yes, they won. But when you start fucking telling everybody that I told you so and fuck everybody else and I'm the shit and the whoever is the number one... They're not the number one seed. They never fucking were. And I'm talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, and you know who I'm talking about. Look, I don't mind if you celebrate if your team wins. I don't mind if you celebrate, because I would. I would even probably fucking put a video out of me celebrating. But I'm not going to sit here and fucking let somebody be a dick, if that makes sense. If you want to be an arrogant prick, you can leave my chat, because I will not put up with it. There is nothing wrong with celebrating your win. But when you're a sore winner, it's kind of when I have a problem. Be humble. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to talk about it. The Bengals got fucking lucky when it comes right down to it. They caught Patrick Mahomes on I don't know what the fuck kind of day he was having.
Mm-hmm.
That had nothing to do with a pass rush or anything. That was just Patrick Mahomes trying to fucking be cute. The only reason Cincinnati won that game had nothing to do with Cincinnati's defense. Nothing. So let's get right to it. If you're going to see the format's going to change. And we're going to start off with story number 1, and we're going to talk about it right off the bat. It was the first game of the day. Before I go any further, do any one of you have any comments, opening comments? You want to add on to anything?
I just think that, based on what you said, I think everyone should just respect everyone in the chat, regardless, because like you said, if you can't respect anyone or anyone's wishes, especially like you, JP, then you can leave, because I don't think it's fair. Like, that chat was supposed to use for everyone to talk about football and to be open with questions, comments, and concerns. Like, if you see something that happened in the game, hey, JP or Tim or whoever, why did the ref call this instead of that? It's not used to berate or, degrade someone else, opinion, or say, oh, I told you so, and nobody trying to hear all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thoughts right there on that.
I totally agree.
I'm in the same boat.
I mean,
that chat was used to like ask questions and help everyone understand the game of football, because we trying to get more people, involved and get comfortable in talking. It's not about negativity.
Yep. Okay. I'll get into that, Aaron. And I'll tell you why your comment, and I'm going to say this nicely, I'm going to say it in the JP kind of way, is bullshit. My comment is, why in the fuck are we caring what fucking Patrick Mahomes' fiance and his brother fucking do? Are we there to fucking watch them, or are we there to watch the football game? I don't give a fuck what they do. And for that matter, Brittany Matthews, who is Patrick Mahomes, was attacked by everybody on fucking Twitter because her fiance / husband, whatever, is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has reached Tom Brady levels. They're sick and tired of fucking seeing him in the guess what, everybody? Get fucking used to it. He's gonna be there almost every fucking year. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with it. If you don't like it, don't watch. That's all I can say. And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but Brittany Matthews is her name. She deserves to attack other people. She deserves to have a voice because people are attacking her because of who her husband is. That in itself is bullshit. Sorry. Let's get to the game. First half, Cincinnati was overmatched.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the highlight.
I don't know why Kansas City went away from what they were doing, but they completely stopped what they were doing. Completely stopped what they were doing.
You know what's crazy? You always say this whole season alone, this team is playing up to their competition, something like that. I felt like that's what they was doing.
They weren't playing like it in the first half, though. The first half,
yeah,
they looked like they were the team to beat in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like they were going to put up a 40. They could have very easily had a 35-10 lead. Now I know they jumped out on 21-3, and they had a 21-3, or was it 21-10 or 21-3 lead at half?
21-10 at the half.
Okay, so everybody sitting here, and I know, Tim, you were one of those people saying that them not scoring at the end of the half is coming back to haunt them. I don't think that's what happened.
Honestly, the Bengals had a good defense.
I mean, in the end, it did come back to haunt them as far as on the scoreboard, but it didn't. They changed the way. They were playing cutesy football, which means that they didn't. They took Cincinnati lightly.
Yeah.
In the second half.
A lot of teams in the postseason have done that too, where they've taken them for granted. Like, oh, it's Cincinnati. They'll fall on their face eventually.
Honestly, bro, I'm still not sold on Cincinnati. They had a good season.
Me neither.
They had a good season. I'll give them that. But what they are really a 4-11 team, a 5-12 team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not sold on them. Well, congratulations, you went to the Super Bowl, but that's I don't know.
The AFC to me is weak this year. They're weak. I mean, they didn't fare very well against. I mean, there's the Kansas City Chiefs did. I don't know who didn't they lose to Minnesota?
Might have.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
They had a few bad losses in the middle of the season. I
mean, even Kansas City, Tennessee didn't fare very well against the NFC this year.
No.
Cincinnati didn't fare very well against the NFC this year. So that's where I compare. And everybody says that the NFC North is weak. I think they went 2-2 in the NFC. I think they lost to Green Bay and and Chicago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Chicago sucked.
Yeah,
they got better as the year went on, but come on, man. I mean, I understand what everybody's saying that the AFC is within their conference. I can probably agree with that. But then you can look at the NFC. You look at how competitive that was.
Yeah. Look at the NFC West.
The NFC West, yeah. Well, I'm talking about when NFC versus NFC. It doesn't matter, like the interconference games.
Yeah.
Records mean shit to me, to be honest with you. It's how you do. Well, they mean everything. What I mean by that is the NFC. You look at the NFC West. Who did they play as far as the AFC goes? I don't even remember. But
I was gonna answer your question about KC. They lost This season alone, Kansas City lost to the Ravens, Chargers, Bills, Titans, Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. And Green Bay.
2 times because they just lost this week. So they lost to Cincinnati 2 times, and that's it.
They went 4-0 against the NFC North. One of the only teams in the AFC that had a good record against the NFC conference. But I don't think Kansas City could have beat Green Bay because they didn't do very good against Jordan Love. That's neither here nor there. But the second half became... It was weird.
It was NFC West played AFC South.
So the what now?
The AFC South. Indy, Tennessee, Houston, and
there
Jacksonville.
You go. There you
Not
go.
very good.
See, South sucks though. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say about that.
2 layups in there right away.
2 layups, and then I don't think Tennessee is one of the weakest number 1 seeds I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They backed into it.
They backed into their running base team.
Well, I don't mind them being a running base team, but they backed into being a number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So the second half just became really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it became a tale of 2 halves. And again, I don't think it was anything that Cincinnati was doing. It was Kansas City just
Fell apart. I don't know what
No,
they
just their defense sucks. Kansas City's defense isn't very good. Okay? That is a given. They're terrible against the run. They're terrible against the pass. They had the 25th or 27th best defense in the NFL this year.
Kansas City or Cincinnati?
Kansas City. Kansas City had they had the 21st ranked passing defense and the 27th ranked run defense.
Yeah, I mean they pulled it up late in the season with a.
Well, they were playing weaker teams though too, so
That's true.
So people sitting here saying Kansas City. I mean, yes, Kansas City's offense is their defense. But for some reason, their offense decided to play fiddle fuck time. Patrick Mahomes trying to be the fucking cutesy bullshit stuff, and it cost them.
He kept losing yards. So
Yeah.
He would every time he'd drop back. It was like they were trying to go for a deep pass every single fucking time. He's sitting there in the pocket, dancing around, dancing,
Yes.
waiting and waiting, and then by that time, and it's not even the coverage. He's just waiting for somebody to get open because they're running deep. And it makes no sense to me. Why? And then at the end of the fourth, when Cincinnati took the lead, they went right back. They said, okay, we got to fucking go right to Travis Kelce. He was open all fucking day.
Yep.
So it was a really weird game to me. A game that Cincinnati had no business being in at all. But that play at the end of the first half, it hurt them. It came back to haunt them on the scoreboard, but it didn't hurt them on the... I don't think it was... They didn't think that it was going to hurt them in the game, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is I don't think that they took Cincinnati lightly. I mean, Kansas City just shrugged it off like, nah, we didn't score this half. We get the ball coming out in the second half. So I think that's why they did what they did. Rayshawn, go ahead and take over real quick. I got to take this phone call.
I think that I don't know that end of the first half. I don't know. I think the Bengals actually had that defense down pat at that first half because they could have scored. That was an easy touchdown that they could have had going into the second half. I don't know why they didn't take a field goal. Was there a reason why they didn't take a field goal?
Well, reports are out that Mahomes said to motion to the sideline that no, we can get a touchdown, we can get a touchdown out of here, and he basically overruled Reed on it. Which, if that's true, that's on Reed then to tell your quarterback,
Right.
get the fuck over here. Because then right after it, he wanted to call. He was trying to call a timeout after the play didn't work out.
So
He
now
left either.
So now quarterbacks are coaches now?
They think they are, at least.
He should have called that timeout and yelled at Patrick Mahomes, "No, I'm the coach. You don't listen to me. Let's
They're
take
out
the
of
field
time.
goal."
They were out of timeouts.
Oh, they was out of timeouts.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, any quarterback would have known, like, oh, let's just get the points, you know?
Yeah, get the point. You don't give up. I say you don't give up points at all. You don't leave points on the field. If you get points, especially at the end of the half.
I honestly think he got his ass chewed up and on that halftime.
Probably
in that locker room. And you could see it, like, I guess on the field, you could see that they did not play aggressive like they started in the first half. Like you could you sense that something went down in that locker room, and it's like the morale went down. It's like they just fuck it.
All right.
Yelled at
Sorry,
me,
I'm back. I'm back. What are we talking about?
I was trying to understand, like, why they didn't go for a field goal instead of a touchdown. But Tim told me that
there's reports out that Mahomes told Reed, "No, we can get it in. We're going for it." Basically, he wanted to be the hero of everything again.
Yeah.
To your point,
I can see, but that doesn't make him cocky. It makes him confident. There's a difference between cockiness and confidence. Their offense was moving up and down the fucking field in the first half.
Yes.
So there was every reason to believe that they were gonna punch it in. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I had no problem with what they did. But it should have been in the end zone, not short of it. That's the only problem I have. They thought that fucking Hill could outrun everybody.
It should not have been behind the line of scrimmage. The pass.
No, they were trying to be cute.
And the second to last play in regulation, Mahomes almost throws the game away as it was.
Right.
When he fumbled the ball, taking that sack, dancing around 17 yards back.
But they recovered it back, right?
Recovered it.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
But honestly, what saved the Bengals, what actually cost them the game, what made them win the game was that interception. The deep pass that Mahomes did, and they got the interception.
He tried throwing deep again.
Yeah, and they took advantage of that. That's how it is. What it is.
Yep.
All
right.
Gave him a shorter field.
Bobbitt, any thoughts on this game at all?
Not really, because I didn't get to see much of the game because I was at work. But I was checking up the score all day. At the half, I told my friend at work, I was like, "Hey, I think the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl." And then the second half happened, and I'm like, "Wow, Bengals actually did it."
Yeah, I am not a Bengals fan. Somebody's like, "How can you not like the Bengals?" I don't like anything Cincinnati. If you don't like it, I don't fucking care. I'm not a fan of the Bengals.
You also don't. You also hate Chicago, too.
I hate Chicago and I hate San Francisco. Los Angeles, I hate Los Angeles, but I can deal with them for the time being. That's who I'm rooting for in the Super Bowl. And fuck Cincinnati. Cincinnati could toss my fucking ass. I forgot to wipe today, by the way.
Nice to know.
Yep. All right. So the next game and the next story, San Francisco versus Los Angeles Rams. This game again. I'm going to give the playoffs credit. I seen it on Twitter. Who's better at booking, WWE or the NFL? And I wanted to respond with, oh, yeah, of course, you think this is actually fixed and booked. It's not. It's just that this is what the NFL should be about, is parity. I don't think there is one team in the NFL that is so much better than the others. The NFL it's one of those things.
It's either you are a balanced team, a running team, or a passing team. It's either you have good defense or good offense. That's how I see it.
I mean, the one team that should have been there, but they fucked around, Green Bay, they have both a good offense and a good defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you have good,
but they have a really
down.
shitty special teams. Well, thank you. They have a really shitty special team, so that's neither here nor there. But let's talk about this game.
I think the 49ers defeated themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Rams. I don't know. I mean, I'll say Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
He's gonna fucking do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And he almost did it 4 fucking times in this game. It's just lucky that fucking Rams don't know how to catch a fucking football. Whenever he did, everybody's saying, "Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo how did Jimmy Garoppolo beat Green Bay?" He didn't. Green Bay beat Green Bay. Jimmy Garoppolo had nothing to fucking do with beating Green Bay.
If anything, Green Bay was beating them.
They did. They were beating them pretty much the whole game. Their special teams fell apart. That's neither here nor there. I want to get off fucking Green Bay because this is about San Francisco and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The one thing that I noticed, there was more 49er fans than Rams fans. Here's my thing. Why in the fuck did they move a fucking team back to fucking Los Angeles if they knew that there wasn't going to be enough Rams fans there?
Part of it, from what I understand with how the NFL works, is the NFL owners don't mind it when a team moves because all the NFL owners get a movement fee, where a relocation fee. That's the phrasing.
Yeah.
Where the owners get so many millions of dollars. Each owner gets it, so that and also all these towns they want the NFL teams. LA can't sustain 2 NFL franchises.
Well, they can. They have 20 million people in that metropolitan area. However, again, the people in LA don't give a shit about fucking professional football.
Part of that is LA, like Florida, I find, is a very... this isn't a shot at LA, even though people are going to say that.
I'm going to say it is. It's okay, though.
LA, like a lot of the Florida teams, is a very transient population. People go there or move there. Mm-hmm. They don't become fans of the team there. They're fans of where they moved from.
Casual.
Yep.
Yeah. Or they moved from Seattle down to LA.
Okay.
They're fans of Seattle. They moved from Wisconsin to LA because they want to get away from
Sub-Zero. Well, there's the humidity. There's no humidity either. in a way.
Sure enough. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first
That's how.
no, I know why. It's just if I get why they do it, but it makes no sense to move teams to fucking places where they can't even have their own fans fill their own fucking seats. Mm-hmm. It makes no fucking sense to me. None. Mm-hmm. They should never have gone back to Los Angeles. I know why they did, because it's the second largest market in professional sports. I get it.
Yes, it is.
I get it. But that doesn't make any sense to move a fucking team and their fans are outnumbered by the fans of the opposing fucking team. I guarantee it, if the Packers were there, they'd outnumber the fucking Rams fans. Because Rams fans, they're in St. Louis. They should have never left St. Louis. And the only reason that they did is because they wouldn't build them a fucking stadium.
Thank you. You actually jumped to the other point I was going to mention too, is all these teams want the cities to front the money for the stadiums, not because they don't want to pay out the hundreds of millions of dollars it'll cost to build a new stadium.
It's not hundreds of millions anymore. It's $1 billion to build a stadium anymore. The stadium in Los Angeles it's worth $1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah. SoFi.
Yep.
Sophie.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it is what it is, but let's get to the game. So, San Francisco comes out, and it's a pretty good first quarter, no score. It's about what I thought it was going to be. They're two really good defenses, and I'll give San Francisco credit. Their front four is phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
It is the best front four, and this is why... I'm just going to say it now. This is why preliminary, it didn't matter who was going to the Super Bowl. The Bengals were going to be underdogs because that offensive line in Cincinnati is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. And the sacks that Joe Burrow got out of on Sunday... He ain't getting out of that with the Los Angeles Rams, nor is he getting out of that with the San Francisco 49ers. Period. And if anybody thinks that's true, you are smoking some pretty good fucking shit. Because these front fours or front sevens for both of these teams are ungodly phenomenal. And right behind them is Green Bay's front seven. Right.
Just based on the front fours, those are probably the two best front fours in the league, I'd say.
You got to. I'm throwing Green Bay in there because they had a pretty good pass rush with 3 to 4 guys as well. They didn't blitz very often, and they were getting pressure. They were like they had the third most pressures. They had like the third most pressures of any team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So those three defenses.
Yeah.
Good luck, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You
double chase and
fucking just blitz the shit out of him. He ain't gonna have fucking time to throw.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the game's gonna be close at all.
Might be close to a quarter at best.
Yeah.
But cover that next week.
Yep, we will. So both defenses were playing well, and then there really wasn't a lot of scoring in this game. The final was 20-17, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was, again, defensive struggle with the NFC. The NFC has shown that they have really good defenses. They do have really good offenses. The Rams have a really good offense. It's right up there with Green Bay's and Tampa Bay's.
Yep.
And I mean, look at what Matthew Stafford did. Yes, he was getting pressure, but as the game went on, he started getting comfortable, and he was able to throw it downfield, and the Rams, they were open. Now, The score at the half was 10-7. San Francisco took the lead. San Francisco had momentum. They were doing the same thing that they were doing against Kansas City. And then the fourth quarter happened because they ended up scoring a touchdown at 17-7, and the fourth quarter happened. Kyle Shanahan collapses in the fourth quarter when it comes to coaching.
He has 2 others on record, clearly.
And yes, San Francisco beat Los Angeles twice this year in the regular season, right?
Yep, they did.
And I think that was Los Angeles being, because they jumped out to a 17-0 lead and had a 17-3 lead at halftime, I think, in the last time they played in week 18.
Yep.
And they ended up coming back and ended up winning, getting it, and they got into the playoffs. They beat Dallas, then they beat Green Bay, and then they come up against Los Angeles. It is very hard to beat a team 3 times. So and Kyle Shanahan put the ball in the hands of the wrong fucking guy. He actually didn't play bad, but my God, he was lucky that he did not get intercepted like 4 times. The guy cannot throw on the fucking run. Why are you telling this guy to throw back? He's throwing back across his body. Like, what are you doing, you indignant dumbass? Like, quit doing that shit. And the Rams scored a touchdown, kicked 2 field goals, took a 20-17 lead, and then Jimmy Garoppolo became Jimmy Garoppolo. And it was on 4th down, so, I mean, he was throwing up a Hail Mary, essentially. He flung the ball in game. Good defensive struggle, but thank God San Francisco is not going to the fucking Super Bowl. Because fuck San Francisco. You can eat my fucking ass. I didn't like any of the teams in the games this past week. I mean, I don't hate Kansas City because I have family down there, so that's another reason why I was rooting for Cincinnati. But it is what it is. You guys' thoughts on the second half or the game itself?
Stafford tried to give the game away also with that horrible.
Oh, yeah. I think he was fighting something because either that or he just didn't get enough on it because the guy was wide open.
Yeah, but then I've seen him throw deep much better before.
I think he was hurt. He must have been hurt.
They said that on the broadcast too. I remember. So
because I've seen him throw that, and that doesn't happen. He usually overthrows the guy.
Yeah, that's been him historically. Yes, overthrows. But yeah, that's all I had was if he intercepts that, it's still about 10 minutes left in the game, but might have been a different game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing I got left out of there.
The referees, I thought, did a pretty decent job. I mean, there was a couple of times where interference should have been called. Like, I'm just going to say this now, going back to the Kansas City-Cincinnati game, Jamar Chase has got to be the guy gets away with pushing off. Like, he pushes off. He got that play, there was a play towards the end of the game where, I mean, he literally pushed the guy out of the fucking way to catch the ball. And they didn't call it.
Touchdown drive, too.
Like, what the fuck is this? He did it in the end zone, too. He pushed off. You have got to, I don't give a shit about the fucking offenses. There's a reason why a defense plays, too. I get why they're fucking doing it, but it's the dumbest fucking thing, the dumbest excuse that I've ever fucking heard. And for the commissioner and all of NFL to come out and fucking say that, man, you are the dumbest motherfuckers on the face of the fucking earth. Let the fucking defenses be defenses. If you're going to let a fucking wide receiver push off, get rid of pass interference all the fucking together and just let them fucking play. Just get rid of fucking penalties in general. Because none of these referees can make a call right.
Well, there was a pickup in the San Fran game that you would have lost, that you even said in the chat. You were going to lose your shit over.
Well, it wasn't a fucking targeting hit.
It wasn't, and rightfully so. They picked up the flag.
Yeah.
When they realized.
It's a good call.
It was a perfect tackle.
Remember what I said? The NFL needs to go and do what college football does? That was kind of what they're going for, because they do like quick reviews in the NFL now. And
yeah.
They do change. I've seen that a couple of times. They do change calls. Now, the illegal contact downfield.
I've always considered that to be a cop-out penalty.
It is a cop-out penalty because he's not doing anything.
That, and also when you look at the play.
So my thing is, the defensive guy has every right to the spot he's at. What gives that fucking receiver the right to fucking run into him, and then nothing happens? Do you see what I'm saying?
The offensive guy initiated the contact. That's why I don't agree with the fact that they called.
But that's always been the thing. That's always been the thing. The illegal contact, that's what receivers do. They run right at the fucking defensive back, and he has no choice but to fucking get either run over or push back.
So why is that? Why is the offense get the special treatment? And
because everybody doesn't like low-scoring fucking games. They don't like defense. People are so fucking into the fucking fast-paced, high-scoring. Patrick Mahomes throws for 5,333 yards in one quarter. They just don't. It's Madden. It's the Madden effect. Everybody wants to fucking see nothing but fucking offense. They don't give anything to the defense. It's just hooey-fooey bullshit in my eyes. That's all I'm going to say.
3 years ago, everyone wanted Kansas City and the Rams in the Super Bowl because earlier in the year you had Kansas City and the Rams play what they were calling the Madden Bowl, where it was just both offenses going up and down the field, and it was just.
It was the highest scoring game. It was the highest scoring game in NFL history.
Yeah, it was
54 to 51, and I think each team had like 600 yards of offense.
At least, yeah.
It was bad.
It's ridiculous.
It was bad.
You're not allowed to play defense in the NFL anymore.
Which they need to get rid of that shit because it's not fair. It's becoming so. Offensive players are so fucking good that they get away with pushing off and all the shit. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
That's not right.
It also doesn't help that. Now, some rules I can understand them keeping on the books. The helmet-to-helmet rules, those.
Well, yes. I mean, the holding. If the guy literally fucking tackles the guy, from behind, a block in the back, I get. That's a safety issue. I get the penalties, but if you're gonna, it makes no sense. I
didn't see borderline calls that are like they're not really affecting it. Why are you calling those?
Yeah.
That's the ones that I take issue with.
Right. Bobbitt, did you watch this game at all? I think Bobbitt went to take a shit or he fell asleep again. Bobbitt. Okay.
Yo.
Hey.
There he is.
Do you got any thoughts on the...
Sorry.
That's all right. The Rams and 49ers?
I thought it was a good game. The one thing that I was questioning was Sean McVay and the timeout situation. That was really off to me.
He challenged.
Other than that,
well, he lost two timeouts because of challenges. The other timeout.
Yeah, and plus
the other timeout. I don't know.
But yeah, I thought it was a really good game. Congrats to the Rams, and hope they enjoy going to the Super Bowl.
Well, they're playing
in their own stadium.
They're in their own stadium. Are they going to have fans show up this time, or is it going to be fucking Bengals fans? Because Jesus fucking Christ, man, they should have never fucking moved the team to Los Angeles. Build the fucking stadium and have the Super Bowl there every year. Fine. But come on, man. So that was the championship games. It was high anxiety for me. Game 1, I fucking hate the Bengals. I've never liked them. I don't care what anybody fucking says. You can say, well, they're a lovable team. I don't like anything Cincinnati. You'll be okay. If a player comes from Cincinnati and plays for Green Bay, whatever. That's fine. That doesn't mean that I have to fucking like Cincinnati. Because I don't. So fuck it. Don't care. All right. Moving on to story number 3. Super Bowl ticket prices. Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. Look at this shit. I just want to $11,415 for one fucking ticket. For one ticket. And that's wait, no, I just seen another one. $39,428 for a ticket.
Here it is. Sell your organs.
And both teams is not even like worth that much to go look at.
I don't even make $39,000 a year. I have to take out fucking a loan.
If the Eagles in the Super Bowl, I'm paying for those tickets.
You're a dumbass. Saying. You're a dumbass. Who are you gonna take?
If Carolina, if Carolina ever makes it back, I'm gonna take out a second mortgage.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be enough to pay for the fucking ticket. $39,000. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
The problem I have with, especially championships on all of these sports, where they priced them out of the fans range. Yeah. It's all for the celebrities
and corporate. It's all corporations. It's corporations.
Corporations and celebrities are what they market these championships for. It isn't for the fans who support the fucking teams all year.
This is the first time I've seen the prices for this. I mean,
that's why the Rams don't have fans in the stadium. That's why they can't sell it.
Well, that's regular season. They aren't that expensive.
Oh no.
This Super Bowl just paid for the stadium. $39,000 fucking dollars for a seat. Jesus Christ, man.
It's gonna be so many celebrities. Oh, you know why? Because I guess the halftime show too.
Fuck the halftime show. You already know my feelings on that.
No, I'm talking about the people that's going to be at the performers.
Yeah, fuck them. I do not care. I hope they all. I hope the stage collapses on them.
That's the only way. That's the only reason why I could think of it. Why the price is that way?
It's the Super Bowl itself. They priced it to the corporations.
Corporations and celebrities.
It's a fans game, but fuck the fans for the Super Bowl. Makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no fucking sense to me.
It's like don't want fans.
This is the problem with the NFL right now. They're more worried about advertising dollars and whatever.
Yep.
How fucking sad is that? $39,000 fucking dollars for a ticket to a football game that only lasts 3 fucking hours.
Mm-hmm. And an 18-minute halftime show that JP hates.
That I won't even fucking watch. I'll go take a shit. I'll hold my shit for the halftime show. I did it last year. If I remember
right. I think the cost of beer is like $3,000.
I'll power poop. I'll take a power shit, okay?
You got to pay for that. It's $3,000. Stick your
This
card
is why I
into
would
the
rather
machine.
watch the Super Bowl on TV. People are like, where are you watching the Super Bowl from? From my fucking house. Because I don't have to pay a dime. The only thing I'm paying for is for the fucking viewership. The cable that I'm watching it on. Or the streaming service.
Here you're drinking during the game.
Or what I'm drinking during the game. Which we will be streaming the game.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to need alcohol for that.
Yes. But I shouldn't be too bad. Because I'm usually... If Green Bay was in it, I'd be really bad. But
If our team was in it, we'd all be bad.
Yes.
Whoever was.
I'm gonna try to watch the game, but once Cincinnati starts rolling, if they get to rolling, I'm gonna lose it. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Like I said, if the Eagles playing in the Super Bowl right now, it's worth the money. Like I think everyone should spend at least a G to go and pay for a ticket to see the Eagles.
Okay, if one ticket is 1,000, I have no problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that either.
Because you're getting an
$1
experience.
million.
So you're getting an experience. It
Now
comes
I
in
want
a,
whatever he's on smoking.
yeah, it comes in a package. So there's an experience there. There's an NFL experience there.
Yeah.
And the seat is then worth that $1,000.
You guys sit up.
So,
Yeah.
any thoughts? Any other thoughts on this? I just wanted to bring this up because
They crazy.
this was tweeted out, and I found this, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta fucking.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, the price of the
It's WrestleMania.
So then
worse.
Cody proposed something. He asked a question in the chat. I'm not going to pull up. It was a sense, who would you rather have?
Oh, yeah. I saw
Brian
that.
Flores, who got fired from the Dolphins. Who's a better coach, Brian Flores or Jim Harbaugh?
Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh. Why? Because he can take his team to the Super Bowl with the shitty quarterback. Why did Flores get fired? Because he couldn't keep his team competitive. They were bad this year. They got hot because they started playing mediocre teams.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Flores deserved to get fired because he did not make the playoffs. The team was not consistent under his leadership. That is why they got fired. Why he got fired.
I feel like coaches are hired to take the team that they got hired for to the next level.
For this?
I don't think the Dolphins will go to the Super Bowl. Hell, they wasn't even gonna go to the playoffs, but show some promise and and how many years he had to fix his team?
4 years.
4
Yeah,
years.
4
and
years.
they still,
I think
He deserved
did they make the playoffs last year? No.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so they made it 1 year out of the 4, and then they regressed. He deserved to be fired. I've seen good coaches fired for less.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the everyday life. I mean, if you don't do if you come to work late, right? You think the employer is going to keep you?
Now
You might be.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say you might be a great employee. You might everyone loves you. You're high spirit, but if your attendance is fucked up, should they keep you? No. So with this guy, if he might be a great coach, he might talk to the guys. Everyone loves to talk to him. Blah 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 blah. But if you can't take this team and make it a playoff team alone, then you shouldn't be hired for the job.
He didn't do a very good job drafting either.
No, he did not.
And that falls on the GM as well.
A lot of these coaches nowadays in the NFL,
I agree.
They want to have
Input. I agree that the coach should, but it's ultimately the GM's call.
Yep, no. I'm just saying a lot of the coaches get that written into their contract where they have the rights to draft who they want.
No. I've never seen that. Because the GM ultimately should be? Why do they have GMs then?
I'm just telling you what a lot of coaches have written into their contracts.
And this
Or
comes
they at
back.
least
This
have
comes
some
back
say
to,
in it.
and I hear what you're saying, and that this all comes back to the fucking quarterback bullshit that we heard with Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the year. And no, he should just play quarterback. I honestly don't think a quarterback should have any input in what the fucking what they do with the personnel. That is a GM and a coach. Okay, the GM makes the ultimate decision. Okay, he should ultimately say, well, I think this is a better pick.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're Tom Brady.
No.
I just wanted to know, that's all.
No, that's all right. But, so, Brian Flores wasn't doing his job. The team regressed. They went 10-6 last year. They went 9-8 this year. What does that tell you? They're regressing. They aren't getting better. So let him go.
Yeah.
Like Raheem Morris, who's the coach that decided the fucking blitz? Oh, the Buccaneers defensive coordinator. What's his name? Todd Bowles, who was a coach with the Jets.
Yes.
There's a reason why he got fired, and that was that reason. Because he would make stupid fucking calls like that.
And he's being considered for another head coach.
And he's going to probably get another head coaching job, and he's probably going to fucking fail at that.
Yep.
And that was a good defense. Tampa Bay has a pretty decent front seven.
Yeah.
But hey, let's blitz a guy who is the best against the blitz. Just because. It's the dumbest.
Single cover.
The best receiver.
Wide receiver.
The second best wide receiver in the NFL. Yeah, let's just leave him man to man down the middle of the fucking field. You have got to be the dumbest motherfucker on the face of the earth to have that play call. That guy should not even be a defensive coordinator in the NFL.
You decide to run a zero blitzer? That's a terrible defensive call.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Green Bay did it against Seattle, but they did it against Matt Hasselbeck, who...
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good quarterback, but...
But, yeah.
So, who do you think would be a good for the Saints head coaching job? I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh.
Doug Peterson.
Drew Brees? I don't fucking know. I really don't, Aaron.
We've had this conversation. While there are some quarterbacks who would be
Well, that was his first year.
I know.
What now?
While there's some quarterbacks who would be good coaches, a lot of former quarterbacks don't want to take a lot of former players in general don't want to take it on because of the time commitment.
Right. No, I get it. Bobbitt? Thoughts?
No, I'm just ready to pick the Pro Bowl now.
We aren't picking the fucking Pro Bowl. I don't give a fuck who plays in the fucking Pro Bowl. Who do you think? Who do you think's gonna win the Pro Bowl, Bobbitt? Definitely not the fucking fans, because the game fucking sucks.
And they took it out of Hawaii too, which was the only draw of it.
That isn't even the fucking draw.
I'm not even going to watch that game.
No,
I'm going to watch the NASCAR race.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the fucking game, man. It's fucking stupid. I did see that Aaron Rodgers was in Green Bay talking with Brian Gutekunst and the front office staff today. They've been there all. He's been there all weekend, all week. So keep looking out for that story.
They're working on something, that's for sure.
They're right now thinking about franchise tagging Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I've heard that.
which in turn probably means that they're going to re-sign him somehow. They're going to say, hey, we're going to franchise tag you. We're going to free up some money, and then we're going to re-sign you somehow. They're going to figure it out. They're only going to franchise tag him to save a little bit of cap room. It's not going to save a lot. Don't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers takes a pay cut.
If they want to bring back even part of that team, he's probably will have to.
Well, I mean, like Zadarius Smith still has 1 year on his deal. Preston Smith still has 1 year on his deal. Jair Alexander is an option guy, so he's still there. They got to figure out what they're going to do with him.
They got to figure out what they're going to do with the draft, too.
The draft, that'll fall into its place. I think they're gonna get a. They might trade Jordan Love to free up even more cap space, but we'll see.
That might be.
Might go with Love and not do
We'll
third
see
string.
because there is better quarterbacks coming out this next year than there is this year. I don't think Green Bay's going to take a quarterback this year. So with that being said, Rayshawn, do you have any news on anything Philadelphia? Coming out of Philadelphia, I've seen a lot. They're getting behind Jalen Hurts big time in Philadelphia now.
Yeah, I see that over the course of the week, but I'm going to keep my eyes open for more Philly news, and next week I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Tim, what about fucking Patriots? What about them? Anything?
Well, they did just lost McDaniels. Actually, he
he took a head coaching job with
Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas. I'll have more next week.
Yep. We'll talk
Just
about
from-
that. We'll probably have that as one of our topics next week because there is no game, so it's going to be a lot of news and stuff. So that'll be fine. Anything else?
No, I did nothing else.
Good. That's good. Bobbit, what about your Panthers? Anything?
Not much right now, other than Stephon Gilmore's going in the Pro Bowl. But other than that, not really much going on. We're just looking forward to the draft at this point.
Okay. All right. Heather, what about your Ravens?
They parted ways with their longtime defensive coordinator, Martindale.
Wink Martindale, yep.
And they got McDonald in there.
Okay. I do know on the college front, Wisconsin hired Bobby Engram to be their offensive coordinator. Thank God they finally got somebody that doesn't scheme for the fucking offensive line. He actually knows how to. He's a former receiver, and I really, truly, honestly think that he played for Green Bay at some point. I could be wrong. I could have swore he played receiver for Green Bay at some point.
He is also the father of the quarterback.
No, he's cornerback, one of the cornerbacks that Wisconsin has. And then there's a big story that Caleb Williams was going to come to Wisconsin and play for the Badgers because Bobby Engram and his son, who plays at Wisconsin, are best friends, and he loves Mr. Bobby Engram, and he was going to come. I knew he was going to go to fucking USC. His former head coach is now the head coach at USC. It was never going to happen. So all you Wisconsin fans whining and crying and bitching and pissing and moaning, he was never coming to Wisconsin. I wish it were true. Just deal with Graham Mertz. Maybe Bobby Engram can figure something out with him. Maybe they can fucking figure out that, hey, there's more routes than just a fucking out and a down route. Because that's all they ran at Wisconsin. So, that being said, I have nothing further. Everybody if you get news, there is in Twitter, in the Discord. Do not put it in the Twitter. Put it in the Discord so that I can find GIFs like this lovely Brian Flores GIF that I found 5 minutes before the show started. And let me know, and we'll put it in, we'll talk about it. but make sure it's newsworthy. And then or ask questions in here in the news and notes. And then I'll find a GIF and we'll talk about it. So that being said, I want to thank Rayshawn, Bobbitt, and Tim for joining me tonight. I want to thank Heather for setting up the graphics and such. I appreciate it.
Good.
Y'all have a lovely night and stay safe and be well.